Owen, tell me something.
Truman, did you know that Isaiah Pacheco is good at football?
Dahm. That's true. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host of the most, Truman the Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined here by the bomb.
Bang.
Owen Dahm. He's a virtual bomb today. Not quite as not quite as in your face with the bomb when he's sitting in his house.
Nope. Can't really, Well, so Truman, did you know I have to take my car into the shop tomorrow?
Why? What happened? You
So
just got the car.
Yeah, well, 6 months ago. But I think one of my ball joints is going bad. It's making a weird noise when I reverse. So luckily I have a protection plan, but I don't know if my protection plan that I bought with CarMax covers it. So we're going to have to see.
Interesting.
Tomorrow, because I already have a appointment with the Lexus dealership. So advantages of being in Johnson County. There's a Lexus dealership.
I guess that's fair. Well, with that being said, welcome everybody into Dahm. That's true. This week, we are breaking down the Chiefs-Dolphins playoff game. I don't know if you guys watched it or not. I did. I know. We have. We're going to break down the Chiefs versus Bills. That is official now. The Bills looked like they could blow it there for just a second, but they ended up finishing off the Pittsburgh Steelers in the afternoon.
Shocking,
We are going to go over the 3 reasons to hope, the 3 reasons to mope. The Chiefs will win if these 3 things happen. The Chiefs will lose if these 3 things happen. We're going to give our score predictions. We're going to do our overreactions. We're going to review our playoff brackets. We're going to have Owen cook us up a nice 5-team parlay. And then we're going to go over our top 5 wing flavors.
I like it.
Thank you, Owen.
That's a great plan for the show, Truman.
Yes, and thank you, Domination7 on Twitch for subscribing. Really appreciate it. That could be anybody.
Yeah,
truly.
that guy probably really handsome, I think.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying it.
It just sounds like a handsome
name. Subscribed for 36 months. He's given it for 3 years.
That is 3 years.
Thank you. I'm good like that.
Yeah, interesting. About as long as the podcast has been going. Who is this guy?
It's almost like I've been streaming as long as the podcast has been going.
All the hussy it can do, like it's a sugar cube.
There you go. The sub notification finally went off. Okay. All right, Owen. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Let's break down Chiefs Dolphins. Owen, give me some of your takeaways.
Tua bad. L'Jarius Sneed good.
L'Jarius Sneed very good. Trent McDuffie
Chris
very
Jones
good.
And George Karlaftis good.
Can George Karlaftis be good when Chris Jones gone?
I don't know. Chris Jones is really good. I think
George
the Chiefs
Karlaftis,
should do everything they can to sign him.
They mentioned it during the broadcast. He does clean up a lot of sacks. He cleans up a lot of those. He generates a fair amount of pressure on his own, but he also faces a lot of one-on-ones because of how many double teams Chris Jones is facing. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen with George Karlaftis next year.
Well, I mean, these kind of players don't just stop being good, It's kind of like how when Justin Houston left, everyone was like, "Oh, can Chris Jones do it?" Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Good
if Chris
players
Jones is
are
really
good.
Ascending yet, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I still, he can be good. I don't know if he can be double-digit sacks good.
We don't even need him to be. We just need him to be mid. And I don't know why. Do you see Willie Gay's tweet today?
I did see that. I don't think that's. I don't think that's ridiculous to say. I don't think that's ridiculous. I know everybody was like, "Why? Why Willie Gay? Why would you say that?" Because Willie Gay understands that there's two. Listen, you have to pay. You have to pay L'Jarius Sneed. You have to pay. You have to decide who you want to pay between L'Jarius Sneed, Chris Jones.
Is it a contract year for Nick Bolton?
I think Nick Bolton's coming up. I said Sneed. And Willie Gay. I want to say you're going to have to also decide what's happening with the offensive line with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey. They're coming up. Their deals are about ready. Joe Tooney's about ready for another deal. There's a lot
And
of
you have to
contracts.
re-sign Tooney, man.
Right. And Willie Gay, but Willie Gay understands that he is bottom of the list. He's not exactly high on the he just everybody's freaking out about it, but honestly, I think it's more that he just understands where he fits and that and I'll put it up just so everybody can see it, but like I think he just understands what's going on and he understands that this is just like how it's going to be.
I just don't want to believe it. He's been a good player ever since he's been here.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
This is the worst part about being an NFL fan is that, like, especially like now that I'm watching, more regularly than I was as a kid. Because like when you're watching as a kid, right? You only are recognizing, your top 3 players. But now as an adult, and I can name 47 of the 53-man roster off the top of my head, and then if I sit there and think a little bit, I can name, the whole 53-man roster. It sucks when, good players leave.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. That is the downside. It's like, because like college, like when the players leave, it feels good. Because you're like, oh, they're going to go start their life. They're going to have a lot more fun.
Right. You're happy for them leaving because that means that's a good thing.
Right. Because they're about to go get paid.
Right.
And in the NFL, you're like, I wish we could pay our guy. But by the rules, we quite simply cannot pay all of our guys. Which sucks now that we have Brett Veach who can draft incredibly. So I wish we could keep all of our guys now, but instead we have to let them go.
Yeah, unfortunately for Willie Gay, L'Jarius Sneed had the best season of his career this year.
Yeah. So
that's really unfortunate for Willie because Willie was going to get that last paycheck up until L'Jarius Sneed was a top 2 corner in the NFL this year.
Well, and also kind of unfortunately for Willie Gay, mostly fortunately, but unfortunately for this situation, Willie Gay also had a really great year, and that's why Willie Gay's going to have to get paid. If Willie Gay would have had a bad year and you could sign him for 3 years, $10 million, now we'd be in a different situation.
Well, I just think Willie Gay is looking at it like Willie Gay isn't in the Travis Kelce / Patrick Mahomes situation where they're like, okay, I'm chasing greatest of all time. Willie's like, I'm really good. I have 2 rings. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. Let's go get paid now.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the situation with Willie Gay. Willie Gay played really well. Nick Bolton played really well. I think Nick Bolton had 10 tackles, which is crazy. Nick Bolton is back. He's so back.
Dude, did you see the over? Did I tell you about the over-under that I bet?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't see.
The over-under for Nick Bolton assisted tackles in that game was 2.5.
Like tackles that he would assist in?
No,
I guess
if
gang tackles, tackles he would be in on that weren't
yeah.
solos.
Yeah, so if you and me got a half tackle, that's an assisted tackle, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you just needed 3 of those to cash the over.
How many did he have?
Like fucking 8. I don't know. Like
So you cashed your over.
in like the first quarter.
Nice.
Like I don't know who was setting that line, but they're a fucking idiot.
I know. All right. Well, that's fair.
Hope it wasn't your dad, lol.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, Nick Bolton, good.
I know it wasn't your dad.
L'Jarius Sneed, good. Trent McDuffie, very good. Had a very good time. Oh my God, they're about to fucking tush push. Sorry. So we all are, for the record, we are recording in the middle of the Eagles-Bucks game. Oh my God. I think they stopped him. Oh my God, they stopped the tush push. Holy shit. Well,
that's kind of cool.
Sorry. Totally taking away from the middle of the game, but yeah, they just stopped the tush push. I'm actually, I'm floored. The Eagles are a broken team at this point.
Isn't that awesome?
I mean, it was just for a 2-point conversion, so it doesn't really matter. Somebody actually jumped up and grabbed him and then finally was able to land back on their feet and pull him.
Like on the other side of the line?
What?
Like on the other side of the line?
Yeah, like so often they jump up and pull him, and then they just become a part of that pile that pushes. He jumped
Right.
up and grabbed him, but he landed off to the side and then was able to pull him once he hit the ground. Normally they jump up and they're just like, "All right, here we go," and they just move
Right.
on with it. So
Well, that's the way to do it.
yeah, so yeah, defense looked great. Offense looked, I think, also very solid. I think Isaiah Pacheco played well. Travis Kelce, a mixed bag, right? Travis Kelce, we joked at work because, Travis Kelce is always going to have that one playoff drop, right? He's always going to start the first playoff game or the first game, and he's always, any big game, he's always going to drop the first pass.
Right.
It's like pancakes with him. You got to throw away the first one, And so
Yeah.
he did that, but he dropped 3 in this game. He was targeted, I think, 10 times. He caught 7, I think, for 71.
Yep. So he's got his 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, right. But he dropped the other 3. He dropped a couple first downs, I want to say.
Yeah, but he didn't stop any drives with the drop though. So who cares?
Uh, uh he definitely dropped the ball on I think a drive that we didn't end up scoring on. So
Yeah,
he dropped one
it
inside
wasn't
the
a third
10.
down drop.
He drops
Whatever.
one. We scored. We kicked a field goal.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. Rashee Rice, again, my take.
Very good.
He simply just has kept on the upward trajectory. He's played so well, man. Rashee has looked so good.
He's just Timothy, dude.
He's built different, quite simply.
Yeah,
He's made all the difference on this team. I mean, this team looks competent. They look capable when he's out there and he's playing well. And so I think that's been, the thing that's changed the most about this offense is as Rashee Rice is ascending, this offense ascends with him.
Well, I also think a sneaky thing, Truman, has been how CEH has been able to fill in for Jerick McKinnon.
That is huge. So I had this thing where in the playoffs I typically, when the Chiefs are playing somebody, I will watch the game that we played last week. I will watch, or like last week, I watched last year's AFC Championship and then the divisional round, and then for this week, I watched on the elliptical this morning. I watched the wild card game because I have I have NFL Plus, so I can watch the condensed games. So I watched the wild card game, and then tomorrow I'll probably rewatch the Bills Pittsburgh condensed game, and then I'll rewatch the divisional from 2 years ago, the 13 seconds. Actually, I'll probably watch 13 seconds tomorrow, and then. So, but what I'm saying is that I watched watching the game back. I watched last year's playoffs, and Jerick McKinnon was such a big part of even the conference championship game and the divisional game that I didn't realize that until I saw that. But also realized looking back on it that he was a lot more electric last year too. He's lost a little bit of a step. Listen, we all are getting older. We're all losing a bit of a step. Jerick McKinnon has simply lost a bit of a step right now. And
well, he had been injured most of the year, to be fair, and he got the surgery to fix that injury to end the season already.
And that's true. That's true too. Also, if you go back and watch the conference championship game, and it'll make you fall in love with Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Sky Moore.
Oh, MVS had a game in that championship game.
Yeah. Well, and he had some great catches, and Sky Moore, of course, had a couple of those long punt returns, and obviously the one that set up essentially the game-winning drive in the conference championship game. And then, I haven't even watched the Super Bowl yet, and Kadarius Toney had the one in there, so I know I'll watch that eventually too. Well, so it's kind of funny.
Speaking of MVS though, Truman, I think that one catch on third down that he had is going to be huge just for the season. I know it's one catch for 11 yards, but he just needed a confidence play.
He had one catch for 8 yards. Yes, any confidence builders for MVS that we can get him is huge.
Yeah, so that catch on third down, being safe, taking it, catching it without getting hit, I think that's gonna be huge for him. I really do.
The best part.
How the fuck did they miss that PI on McCole? That was ridiculous.
I'm
across his jersey like this, straight in front of the ref.
I'm past the point of arguing about holds calls or PI calls or
Yeah.
I really can't bring myself to do anymore. But what I will argue on Twitter is late hit calls. Sorry,
I saw you arguing about the Josh Allen one. What was the deal with that?
They hit Josh Allen on the slide down, and I think it was not a great call. They didn't put him in any danger.
Well, I
And
mean, I
he
saw the
also,
hit. It was definitely a late hit if he's sliding, though.
yeah, but he lets up. He doesn't drive. Josh is never in danger. It's less worse than the one that they didn't call on Justin Fields that knocked him out of the game last week. Or 2 weeks ago, I guess, whatever. Week 18. So for all that, and also Josh Allen earlier, was that last? Yes. No. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. But also, Josh Allen hit a little bit of a stutter step that was a bit, honestly, about like a fake slide. Like the defenders let up, and then he ran forward and scored a touchdown earlier in the game, which was kind of my point, was like, if he's going to stutter step and play with the defense as hard about kind of giving himself up, I don't think we can freak out whenever he slides and we hit him and he gets hit. That was kind of my point. It's like he has it both ways, and that's not really fair.
I see. Okay. Well, I don't know. Emphasis on protecting the quarterback and all that, you know?
Yeah, except for the quarterback that has the most roughing the passer penalties and double that of what Patrick Mahomes has, by the way. So, did you know that?
Who? That Josh Allen has a whole bunch?
Has the most roughing the passers penalties called on him this year. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
They've accepted 6 of them and declined 1 of them. Patrick Mahomes has only been called for 3. You know,
Patrick Mahomes does get hit a lot, man.
You know, there's
I love how Patrick Mahomes has started to sell some of them, especially those Max Crosby-esque. The ball's like 2 steps away, and he gives you a shove. Fucking flop on that. Stop touching the quarterback that late. I don't give a fuck about if you're gonna touch him that late and the quarterback flops and you get that call against you. I don't care. I'm not sympathizing with you.
Well, what's even more funny is that he's had 3 roughing the passer penalties called for him this year. And I imagine all 3 of those have been a fucking controversy on Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, right.
Which is just insane. You know?
Oh, well. Whatever, let's get into it.
Wait. Real quick. Can you guess the one quarterback who has no roughing the passers penalties called on him this year?
Is it Justin Fields?
It is Justin Fields. 0 of them, which is
well, that's also because he doesn't throw the ball.
Yeah, that is true. Mahomes for the amount of times that he throws the ball, he also he gets like a proportionally low amount of calls also. I don't know if you saw that stat earlier where it's like Matt Stafford has the fewest amount of roughing the passers per pass attempt, and Mahomes is 0.01 more roughing the passers than Matt Stafford even is. So
interesting.
Yeah, I found all that interesting. All right, let's get into Bills Chiefs. Let's break this down. For the Bills Chiefs preview, we're going to do the same thing that we did last week. Owen, 3 good signs, 3 bad signs. That's right. Research. 2 weeks in a row. It's playoff season, baby.
Whoa.
All right. Let's do 3 good signs.
Okay.
Good sign number 1. Only 3 teams in the playoffs has had as many or more turnovers than the Chiefs going into the playoffs. In the regular season, only 3 teams that made the playoffs had as many or more turnovers. It's the Bills, the Eagles, and the
Wait, how's that a good sign, dude?
What?
How's that a good sign?
3 teams. But the point being, one of them is the Bills.
Okay, so the point is that the Bills have had more turnovers than the Chiefs. Is the good point?
You jumped my gun.
I see. My bad.
Gotta chill. My bad, pion.
But
all right. Sticking with that same theme, good sign number 2. Only 3 quarterbacks have had more interceptions than Patrick Mahomes, 14. And that is Sam Howell, who had 21, Jalen Hurts, who had 15 and playing right now, and Josh Allen, who threw 18 interceptions this year.
Mahomes really 14 picks?
Yeah. Josh Allen has thrown 18. I saw people defending on Twitter. about his like a bunch of his interceptions have been like arm punts essentially where he just kind of
Oh
threw it
yeah.
up on fourth down or whatever. They were like, well, he's not losing a ton of EPA on his interceptions, you see, and it's like, okay, all right, sure, but but they were kind of straw manning it a little bit where they're like, it's just like some of them, and you're like, yeah, some of them are also terrible, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
So,
know. I blame Mahomes' wide receivers for his. So the Bills fans can come up with whatever excuse they want. Doesn't matter to me.
some of those, yes, I would call probably 10 of Mahomes' interceptions on him, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like a couple that were like Tyreek Hill pop up interceptions. So whatever.
Yeah, there was one where Blake Bell just got out muscled. There was the Kadarius Toney pick six one. The one where Sky Moore didn't look, but you could call that one either way.
Whatever. I'm not gonna nitpick. Those kind
Right.
of stats don't matter at all in the playoffs. I mean,
I
fucking
mean,
Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl with bad regular season stats. So whatever.
yeah, he was fine. Sign number 3. Buffalo's defense is in the bottom half of the league in red zone percentage, a famously bad spot for the Chiefs offense.
That's great. Maybe we can score touchdowns against them.
Yes, they have a scoring percentage. It's 50, I think it's 56.5% of the time they allow a score.
Okay.
The Chiefs defense is only 50%. Straight up, actually.
When a stoppable force meets a movable object.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the exact opposite. The Chiefs offense versus the Bills defense in the red zone. Who will win? Was it? There's the yeah, it's the meme of the
Hydrogen
YouTube
bomb
video.
versus coughing baby.
Yeah, right. Uh, all right. Let's go into the 3 bad signs, Owen. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Uh,
Sunshine.
sign sunshine. Bills. Sign number 1: the Bills defense has forced the 3rd most turnovers in the league this year, only 1 fewer than the leaders, and 13 more than the Chiefs defense.
All right, hold on. I'm getting on Pro Football Reference. Continue.
I can tell you. Do you want to know the stat? The Bills defense has 30 turnovers this year. The Chiefs defense only has 17. The Browns, and I believe it was someone weird. Oh, the Giants led the league with 31 forced turnovers.
Hold on. I want to go. Can I see per game?
Oh, and they both played 17 games.
No, I don't give a fuck about the games, buddy. I want to know where they got the turnovers against.
Oh yeah, you go to the Bills team page,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
going.
here I'll pull it up for the again as always. I know a lot of you listen on Spotify. We really appreciate wherever you're listening. But we are trying to do a little bit more with the audio visuals. So
Okay. By the way, Truman. Okay. Oh my, this is so fraudulent. Okay, so Truman, I'm gonna list off the Buffalo Bills turnovers this season. Okay.
here, let me pull it up. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Okay, go ahead.
All right. They had 1 against the Jets. Okay, the Jets suck ass. Then they had 3 against the Raiders. Okay. Then they had 5 against the Commanders. Okay, that's 9 of their turnovers in the first 3 games against terrible opponents. Then they had 2 against Miami, 2 against Jacksonville.
Okay, good
Then
offenses.
1 against the Patriots.
Okay,
Then 0 against Tampa Bay. And
zero against the
Cincinnati.
Bengals. They lost those games. They lost to the
Yes.
Bengals.
1 against the Broncos. 4
Where they had
against
4,
the
they lost
Jets.
that.
2
Yeah.
against the Eagles. 2 against the Chiefs. 1 against the Cowboys. 4 against the Patriots. Like, come on. They're getting these turnovers against the worst teams in the NFL. Like, come on. That's
So your argument is because they had 5 against the Commanders, 3 against the Raiders. That's 8.
yeah.
4 against the Jets. That's 12. Another 4 against the Pats. That's 16. So there's half of them
In like 4 games.
in like 5 games. I don't know, man. It's not. Listen, and the Chiefs'
16 in
offense,
4 games.
the Chiefs' defense has had weird games also.
Whatever. I'm not scared.
I'm just saying. It's
And it's gonna be a freaking blisteringly hot 29 degrees in Buffalo next week.
Yeah, the Chiefs offense the Chiefs are gonna suffer from heat stroke out there. All right, let's go. All right, let's continue with the bad signs. Number 2, Josh Allen has rushed for 15 touchdowns this year, tied with Jalen Hurts for the lead. That tush push merchant, and he has 2.5 more. He has 2.5 times the next closest QB, who I bet you could not guess if I gave you 3 tries.
For QB touchdowns?
Yes, the next rushing touchdowns. The next closest QB has 6 rushing touchdowns.
Huh.
3 tries on the board.
Wait. Sorry, how many total?
They have 6. This person.
6 rushing touchdowns.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield?
Nope.
Matthew Stafford?
Nope.
Oh, it's got to be something silly like Jared Goff then.
Nope.
Who is it?
Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, I would not have been able to guess that.
No. Josh Dobbs has 6. Lamar Jackson has 5 rushing touchdowns this year, by the way. How many does Patrick Mahomes have, Owen?
3.
Famously, Patrick Mahomes has 0 rushing touchdowns. Actually, Patrick Mahomes has the second most rushing yards this year by somebody who has no touchdowns.
Who's first?
Alexander Madison. Alexander Madison had 700 rushing yards. Mahomes had like 520, 400 and change, 500 and change, somewhere in there. And so,
pretty good.
Yeah, Alexander Madison had more at 700, but no touchdowns. So, very interesting. All right. And I will say also, I did want to point this out about when we talked about the Bills' defense. They forced 13 more turnovers than the Chiefs' defense, and the Chiefs' defense still allowed 17 less points this year.
Like I said, because they had freaking 16 turnovers from like 4 games.
I know.
So.
And they lost some of those games too. All right.
Which is embarrassing.
Third bad sign, the Bills have forced 3 or more turnovers in 4 games this season. The Chiefs' defense has only done that once. And that worries me. That's a team that can build. That's a team that builds momentum. And I worry about the Chiefs turning the ball over and giving this team momentum.
That would suck.
That
seems like that's what Miami was trying to do.
Yeah, I think they were waiting to get their turnover and it never came.
Yeah.
Well, until the end. And then they got so much momentum, they took it down the field and didn't score because the clock ran out.
Crazy amount of momentum.
What do you think about those, Owen? What do you think about the 3 bad signs, 3 good signs?
I'm not too concerned, but I think those are good points.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I try to bring up good points on the show. Appreciate it. All right, let's do a thought exercise, Owen. How about Chiefs will win if these 3 things happen? Give me 3 things that if they happen, the Chiefs will win.
Travis Kelce scores 2 touchdowns.
Travis Kelce scores 2 touchdowns. Okay, give me another one.
MVS has no drops.
MVS has no drops. Okay, give me something that has happened this year that will actually happen.
Wait, what do you mean? Like if the Chiefs will do again and then win?
Yeah, give me something that can actually happen. Don't give me pie in the sky like MVS having no drops.
Patrick Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns.
Those 3 touchdowns?
Yep.
I'm not sure he's had too many games like that this year.
I know.
All right. Here's my 3. I'll give you the 3 for me.
All right.
Chiefs will win if these 3 things happens. The Chiefs score 21 points. If the Chiefs score 21 points, they will win. The Chiefs have not scored more than 20 in a loss this year. Only time they've scored 20 in a loss was against the Lions this year.
That's wild. That's so crazy, dude.
Right. That if the Chiefs score 21, they win. It used to be if the Chiefs score 30, they'll probably win. Now it's the Chiefs scored 21. They haven't lost.
That is just so insane.
Number 2, Chiefs pass for over 265 yards. The Chiefs have not lost a game this year where they've passed for over 265 yards.
Okay.
So it helps to
like
have an ascending Rashee Rice, a Travis Kelce that's looking healthy. He's looking fresh. I will say Mahomes only passed for 262 against the Dolphins. So, that's upsetting. But I think they can still figure it out. Figure out a way to get to that 265 mark.
We'll also be on 2 more days of rest than the Bills.
That is huge. That is, I think, going to be a severely understated part of this, is that the Chiefs felt that. I mean, the Chiefs felt like, I think it was like all of December, the Chiefs played teams that had more rest than them.
Right.
And
then clinching that spot and being able to do the pseudo bye week.
Yeah.
Was huge.
Well, and luckily, I was worried the Steelers weren't going to make it enough of a game, and that the Bills were going to get to rest their starters in the fourth quarter. I was like, shit, this sucks. But no, they made it enough of a game. It was able to make it a little tough.
Right.
All right, Owen, give me 3 things the Chiefs will lose if it happens.
If we turn the ball over 3 times.
How many times?
3 times.
3 times? Yes. Yeah, they will lose if they turn the ball over 3 times, for sure.
Yep. If Isaiah Pacheco does not rush the ball 10 times.
If Isaiah Pacheco doesn't rush for 10 times, that's fair. That's been a bit of a recipe. It hasn't. They've lost, I think, 2 games this year when he's rushed for over 10 times. But
Yep.
And another one?
If Patrick Mahomes throws 2+ interceptions.
Does what?
Throws 2+ interceptions.
I think that's fair. All right, here's my 3. I've got turns the ball over 2 or more times, which has happened in 4 of the 6 losses this year. So when they've turned the ball over 2 or more.
Yep.
If they are negative on special teams. So this was an odd thing that I looked up. The Chiefs, only 2 of the losses have come when the Chiefs have had positive EPA from their special teams, both to the NFC North teams.
That's so weird.
So that was games where it kind of felt like everything was clicking, but things just kind of went wrong at some point, right? The Lions, we had the pick 6, and that play made all the difference. Right. And the Packers, we had that interception right when we were starting to kind of cook, and then we obviously didn't get that pass interference called late. So also an interesting one. And my 3rd thing is that the Chiefs play like they do in the regular season against the Bills. Famously, a team that owns the Bills has owned the Bills. I will knock on wood here. In the regular season, but has not owned has not owned them in the regular season, but has owned them in the playoffs. I will say the interesting part of this is that if you remember, I think the last regular season win against the Bills was at Highmark Stadium, right? Highmark, is that the name of it?
Something like that. I don't know. It's got a
Orchard.
weird name.
I know it's going in. The new one's at Orchard Park. Maybe this one's at Orchard Park also.
No, it's that high, whatever. I don't know the hell the name of that stadium.
Yeah, I think it's Highmark. So, Highmark. That would have been 2020.
Right.
I'm thinking 2021. Oh yeah, 2021 was the blowout loss to the Bills. 2022 was the close game, late interception loss to the Bills. And this year was the Kadarius Toney false start loss to the Bills. So, yes, the Chiefs have not beat the Bills in the regular season since 2020 when it was in Buffalo. So the only thing I worry about is that every time we've beat the Bills in the playoffs, it's been at Arrowhead. What if we own them in the regular season and they own us in the playoffs over there? That's my only concern. Is that maybe we flip.
It doesn't matter, man. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid here. They're not going to play differently because of the stadium they're in.
Do you think teams don't play differently because of the stadium?
No, I don't. Once again, Patrick Mahomes is statistically better on the road. I think.
Would you like to ask the Miami Dolphins if they play different because of the stadium?
They're a Miami team playing in cold weather. That's different.
Well, it's a different stadium. I'm just saying.
Truman, you know what's going on there. Stop being facetious. You know.
I'm just getting you going. I just want you to. I want to do a little thought exercise. I want to engage you in the content.
Yeah, well, everyone knows what's going on there. So,
all right. Oh, and it's time for score predictions.
or predictions. Give me 24-21, Kansas City.
24-21. Interesting. I'm going to go a little odd. Maybe a little overconfident. How about that? That's what I call this. Give me 30-17.
30-17?
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
Listen, I think the way it breaks down
Who's winning?
is what?
Who's winning 30-17?
Chiefs 30-17.
Oh, gee. After all this saying about playing different on the road, you're going to give that...
Listen, I'm going to pick the Chiefs because I have not seen a team be better than the Chiefs this year, especially if they can lock in and not make mistakes. This team last week looked locked in, didn't make a ton of mistakes, made, Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled at the end, who cares? Okay. But very similar to the Bengals game. That team looked locked in. I think they really flipped a switch there in that Bengals game. And I would have picked them to score 26 again, except I think this time there's one less drop. Somebody comes through when you don't think so, and instead of scoring 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals, they go 3 touchdowns, 3 field goals. That's my guess.
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
I will not waver from this pick. Anybody who asks me for a score prediction, it's 30-17 this week. I'm not blown away by what I saw from the Bills. L'Jarius Sneed has been shutting down number 1 wide receivers. I'm honestly excited. A big X factor here is if Gabe Davis will play. Gabe Davis obviously out last week. He'll be on short rest next week. It's just very interesting to think about because Gabe Davis cooked the Chiefs last year. I worry a little bit about him cooking the Chiefs again this year. Because it's never the number 1 wide receiver. It's how good is your number 2. Devontae Smith had had some good yardage against the Chiefs. A.J. Brown didn't. Joshua Palmer did well against the Chiefs. I don't think Keenan Allen I think might have been out. I guess that they counted that as a number 1, I guess, that week. But still, Joshua Palmer ain't the number 1 wide receiver on the Chargers team, right? So,
listen, dude, we have Trent McDuffie's in full form now. I'm not worried.
That's all pro Trent McDuffie to you. All right, 30-17, and you had what?
24-21.
24-21. Interesting. Not nearly enough field goals.
Yeah, I guess not. All
right, it is now time for Overreaction with the Owerreactor. Owen, we put out a tweet. We got plenty of responses on this tweet.
We did.
A lot. Some would even say a lot of responses.
Many actually would say that.
So, let's bring up the tweet. Pulling it up for visual reference on the show for once. So, again, we're getting better. We're becoming an audio-visual podcast.
So nice.
So, Owen, let's start here. Wait. Oh, let me text Chase also. That way Chase can give me his overreactions if he's got time.
Last second.
Oh, yeah. I like to give Chase the opportunity.
That's fair.
All right. Here we go. So I asked the question. I said, hey, all right, it's overreaction time. Who would you rather see, Buffalo or Houston? Is Jordan Love elite? Should McCarthy be fired? K-State women's team still underrated. Give me all of your overreactions, playoffs, life, or otherwise. First one, friend of the show, at Owen Gosh Dahm.
Oh, what a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's really handsome.
Owen Gosh Dahm, of course, said, hold on, sorry, I clicked away. Whoever left L'Jarius Sneed, I'm going to make it bigger just so everybody can read it better. All right. Whoever left L'Jarius Sneed off of their All-Pro or Pro Bowl list should be jailed.
Underreaction.
You think they should be executed? Prison. Oh. Prison instead of jail. That's fair. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. I
It's ridiculous.
I think I saw writers picking L'Jarius Sneed to get an All-Pro, and they ended up not going with him. I can't even remember who got the nod. I know
Someone
Deron
worse than him.
Bland did, and Deron Bland got fucking cooked. But he had record-breaking amount of pick sixes. It's hard not to pick him.
I don't
God,
give a
who else?
shit.
What?
I don't give a shit how many pick sixes he had.
I mean, it was pretty impressive.
Yes, but he didn't lock down anybody.
Yeah, but he's still, again, he had a lot of pick sixes.
Whatever, man.
It's, there's an argument to be made. What's the best?
Nice.
What's the best form of defense, Owen?
Good offense.
Yeah. What does good offenses do?
Score points.
They score touchdowns. That's right. That's what Deron Bland did.
I didn't know
Deron Bland. Sauce Gardner got the nod over L'Jarius Sneed. That just feels a bit like kind of just a legacy pick there. Your second team cornerbacks are Jalen Johnson from Chicago and Charvarius Ward from San Francisco. Honestly, almost ironic that it was
Charvarius
Ward. Yeah.
I mean, he is good. We knew that when we let him go that he was good still.
Right. All right. So let's keep moving. Next one comes from Allison Renner. Says the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl again.
A little bit of it. I think that might be a little bit of an overreaction, unfortunately.
I think it's becoming more and more true. The real question is, what is my Chiefs Super Bowl ticket at right now? So
that is a better one.
So this will be an interesting check. So for those of you who, I don't know, if you follow me on Twitter or not, twitter.com/steammachine. Also, hey, shout out patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out all our patrons over there. Shout out Mailbox Kansas City, opening soon in the Iron District. Dylan, Aaron, Skylar, and Joe. Shout out all 5 of you over there on the Patreon. Okay, so I bet. Interesting. Fucking FanDuel. Okay, so I bet the Chiefs at plus 600 at the season began because if you bet $50 on it, you got a $5 free bet every time the Chiefs won. So I did that, assuming I'd get my $50 back, assuming I could cash out for more money than it was worth at the time. That $50 bet is now worth $32.90. Also, I re-upped it for $20 more at plus 950 because I said it's one of those things I treated it kind of like Bitcoin, where people were like, "Oh, I wish Bitcoin was low. Man, I wish I would have bought when Bitcoin was low." People at the beginning of the season would have said, "Oh, I'd rip off my arm to be able to get the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl at plus 950." I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll bet it at plus 950. Also, fuck FanDuel. The odds are at plus 700, and they are giving me my $20 bet back at plus 950 back at $20, which is annoying.
That is annoying.
Give me a cash out option higher than that, you cowards. The fact that my plus 600 is almost back to plus 600 and they're still offering me only $32.50 on that $50 bet, also insane.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, Truman. That's strange.
I'm just saying. A little bit of you see where the casino gets a little bit of that juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just don't use FanDuel. FanDuel's shit. ESPN Bet MGM much better.
I actually like FanDuel a lot. Other than that, and in fact, they voided they counted those tickets as a loss. Like I woke up or Saturday night, I saw they counted those as a loss, and I was like, hello, and contacted FanDuel support.
Oh, the Chiefs ones? Yeah, I saw people talking about that.
They restored my bets. I'm hoping they restored everybody's. I'm hoping they weren't trying to pull a fast one and just hope you didn't notice, because that would be bullshit. So, okay, let's keep moving. Next one comes from Ema Caleb. It says elite, and it's not an overreaction. It's a picture of Jordan Love.
I think it's a little bit of an overreaction.
God, he's getting a lot closer every week, dude. This show is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Dude, I wish. I got the Mayo bottle out there. Jordan Love gets closer to being elite every week. And I listen, I've been slandering him for a long time. I know that we've got a couple Packers fans that have been on the show, namely Framps, that would like to see me finally admit that he is elite. I am willing to admit that he is a top
15.
five quarterback in the NFC. Top
There you
5.
go.
I think that's a good starting point. I think if in the middle of the season, when everybody thought Jordan Love was trash and he was dead in the water, I think you would rip off an arm to have him be top 5 in the NFC. And now I think he absolutely is. Quarterbacks that I think you still have to put ahead of him. Just, I feel like you have to put Jalen Hurts up there. And listen, I know he hasn't been as good this year, and I know, but again, getting the Super Bowl is not nothing. Matthew Stafford has a ring. I guess I'd still probably I guess it's not a question of whether or not I'd take him. I will say he's got elite arm talent. He probably has the best arm in the NFC right now, and I don't think that's right.
No, that's not ridiculous.
And it's the same debate. Ironically, it's the same debate we always have with Favre and with Rodgers. Super talented, but he is showing the flashes now. He wasn't showing any flashes or having any success in the middle of the year. Now he still hasn't had much success, but he is showing flashes. So now you have to. So we're moving him up the rankings accordingly. Listen, you know what? I'm feeling really high on him, especially I've seen the highlight throws. I'm willing to put him in top 3 in the NFC. And I resisted that. I think Caleb posted that as an overreaction like week 15, week 16. And I was like, no, stop. Ridiculous. I think he's playing at a top 3 level now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing pretty well. You can't deny that, and you can't really discount him either, because it's not like he's doing it against bums. He absolutely destroyed the Cowboys, who had a good defense. So,
yeah, at home.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be if he beats the Niners, if he can beat the Green Bay curse of playing the 49ers in the playoffs.
Man. Okay. I'll be willing to call him elite if he does that. For sure.
Yes, and I'll start to be a little worried that we're gonna have to play him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs are still around and we're I will start to have a couple of concerns. I think that's a fair spot to leave it right now. I have been resisting Jordan Love. I've not been a Jordan Love believer. I think conceding on these points is a good starting point for everybody.
Yeah. I think it's a good sign for Jordan as well.
The Cowboys franchise might be as tortured as Bears, Bills, or Vikings at this point. Owen, that comes from Owen Dahm on Twitter. I don't recommend you follow him because this is an overreaction.
I think it's an overreaction.
Owen, the Vikings and the Bills both lost 4 Super Bowls and have never won a single one. The Cowboys get their hearts broken early. Is it better to get your heart broken early, or is it more heartbreaking to go to the Super Bowl and lose? Because that's what those teams have done. And also, those teams haven't been to a Super Bowl since the Cowboys have been to a Super Bowl still.
Would you rather never make it to the Super Bowl, but always be good so you never get good draft picks? Or would you rather be bad and just not have won a Super Bowl? Because that's what we're arguing. The Cowboys are always good. They make it to the NFC Championship game all the time. They make it to the divisional round all the time. They make it to the playoffs basically every year. And they can't win shit.
The thing will be, is there will come a time when Patrick Mahomes retires. And the Chiefs will go back to not winning the Super Bowl every 3 years. Right? Right now we're on the pace to win one every 3 years. If we win this year, then we're winning one every 2 years, right? Is the pace, essentially.
Yep.
When that happens, yeah, exactly. Home Run Chase says, oh no, so sad. Exactly. In no way, when I'm in my 50s and Patrick Mahomes is retired and the Chiefs are struggling to make the playoffs, and maybe they're losing, maybe they keep having good teams and then failing. At no point will I say, oh, we're so tortured as a fan base, because I will have lived through these times. And that's the reason I can't do it for the Cowboys, is because the Cowboys had this kind of run in the 90s. When TV and the NFL was exploding, which would have been crazy. You were the most popular team.
But it was before we were born. People our age haven't been having any fun with being a Cowboys fan.
Yes, people our age who are Bills and Vikings and Bears fans also haven't seen a Super Bowl win. And only the Bears fans that are our age have seen a Super Bowl with their team in it. So
Yes,
let's
but
just
like,
not start to compare the Cowboys to these fan bases.
yeah, but the Bears and Vikings really haven't been that close since we've been alive.
The Vikings were an overtime away from going to the Super Bowl
Yeah, I guess that's true.
with Brett Favre. The Bills an overtime away from going to another AFC Championship game. 13 seconds away, I would say. The Bills also were in the AFC Championship game. They got whooped, but they were also admitted AFC Championship game. I don't think that's. I think that's close enough to be tortured. The Bills have found their guy. They found their franchise quarterback. They still cannot get it done. They still will not win a Super Bowl. I don't think they'll win one this year.
I don't think so either.
And that might be tough to say, but I don't think they're better than the Ravens. I don't know if they're better than the Chiefs. I personally don't believe they're better than the Chiefs, but I don't know if anybody's better than the Chiefs. But we are biased towards the Chiefs. So
That's true.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's fair to compare Cowboys fans to to fans of teams that haven't won a Super Bowl. Well, at least the Bears have won a Super Bowl, but they still have not. The Cowboys have won 3 Super Bowls since the Bears last won their Super Bowl. I'm just saying. So, no one has ever shit on the Browns fans, even though they are whiny. Oh, because you're in Ohio, and Lions and Bengals fans. The Browns fans really should never be shit on. Same with Lions fans. The Bengals fans are almost close to like that Bears, Bills, and Vikings teams, where I think the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl and lost. So, well, they've at least been to one. I think they've been to 2 or 3. Weren't Cowboys' best years before salary caps? Also true.
No, true. I think the Bengals has only been to that one Super Bowl that we all watched.
3 Super Bowls and losses, according to Home Run Chase, who I'm going to trust on.
I trust it.
Okay. All right. Owen, next one, you said, never doubt my fraud designations ever again. Wait. The Lions have beat the fraud allegations. They're in the divisional round.
They have not. They absolutely have not.
They're one of the 8 best teams in the NFL. They're one of the 8 best teams in the NFL.
Truman, how many points did they score in the second half?
3?
Yeah.
How many points did they win by?
How
many points did they win by?
3 points and a half.
How many points did they win by?
4.
1.
Yeah. See?
They needed it. They needed that. They got the amount of points did they win? Did they win?
Dude, they didn't even look good.
Did they win?
Neither of those teams looked good, man. Did you watch the game?
Yeah. They looked all right.
Neither of those teams looked good.
I don't think either of them are winning the Super Bowl. But I don't think it's... The Lions are one of the 8 best teams in the NFL. And they might be one of the 4 best. Because they're going to play whoever wins this game. And both these teams are fucking dog shit. I'm watching this game. This is bad. They are bad. Damn. Yeah, well. Jalen Hurts took a hit there at the end. Holy shit. Also a hold.
Hanging your laurels, Truman, on a team that scored 24 points, 3 of them in the second half, not being frauds, is an interesting hill to die on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Bengals lost 2 of them to the 49ers. That's crazy. All right. I'm just saying I'm doubting your fraud designations. I'm still doubting them.
You should stop. I knew the Dolphins were frauds from the beginning, and then they lost like 6 of 7.
We'll see. All right. Next one comes from Mike Smith. I think he's actually got 3 of these. Oh, because I asked, would you rather face... he answered basically the questions of the overreactions I was asking. He said Buffalo. I think we get a W in the second go around. So he'd rather face Buffalo than Houston. And I think that's fair. And the reason that I wanted to face Buffalo instead of facing Houston is because I think Houston has the best shot to go knock off Baltimore. We all know the Steelers weren't going to go to Baltimore and knock them off. I think if you're the Chiefs, you have to want to play the AFC Championship game at home. I think Houston has the best shot to go beat the Ravens. And then you get to play it at Arrowhead with a rookie quarterback against Spagnuolo. I love that. I also wanted another shot at the Bills, to be honest. I'm good to face the Bills again. I'm hype about that. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think that's ridiculous. I mean, we shouldn't have lost the first time, and they're probably like, talking shit about it. And they'll give us a soundbite. Stephon Diggs will give us a soundbite. I'm counting on him.
I don't know. I don't know if they will.
They will.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay.
And there will be much rejoicing.
He also said Love isn't elite. He said he isn't elite yet. He can be though. And I think that's an absolute fair spot for
Yeah, he's not
everyone to
elite
be.
yet. I just don't think you can call him elite yet. He's had like 4 good games, guys.
Yeah. I also asked if you think that Mike McCarthy should be fired. He said no. I don't think there's enough qualified coaches to go around. I don't think Belichick is the answer. If you can for sure get Vrabel, then yes. Yeah, I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way Belichick wins another Super Bowl. I
No,
don't
I don't
think
think
he's
so.
good enough to win it. I don't think he's with it
Well,
with the times enough.
I think there are aspects of the NFL that has passed him by.
I think him and Saban retired at the right time, and
Yeah.
that shows. And then I also had asked if the K-State women's basketball team is still underrated, and he also said yes. He said Lady Cats are a top 5 team. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know how we're not top 5.
Michael Framps said Jordan Love is looking pretty elite right now, dog. But I don't know if they have the juice to beat San Fran. I think that's fair, and I think as a Packers fan, you always have to be worried about your young up and if he's following the exact same script as Favre and Rodgers, I'd be worried about him going to San Francisco. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love has been good since week 11. That's fair. Jeffrey Kane says national media isn't appreciating how good the Chiefs defense is because everyone's focus is stopping Mahomes. Absolutely, this defense has absolutely gone under the radar.
Absolutely.
I think it's still gone under the radar. I think people are going to chalk up this Dolphins game as being, well, the Dolphins were just falling off. You know, we've seen it. They weren't the same team. They were all banged up. They're hurt, and they were hurt, and they were not the same team. But
yeah, sure.
People have started to give like L'Jarius Sneed, like a lot of those videos of him jamming Tyreek Hill got shared. Obviously, Trent McDuffie got his All-Pro, so they're starting to talk. But yes, I do believe that they are still underrated. Aaron Galloway at Aaron Galloway 1 said at Kansas City, a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl win this year would be the most impressive Lombardi Trophy to date. For the Chiefs, yes, not the most impressive Lombardi Trophy ever.
Not ever. That goes to Eli Manning.
Yes, absolutely against the undefeated Patriots for sure.
Yeah.
Really, either of Eli's. Eli won't go into the Hall of Fame. He shouldn't. He might, but he shouldn't.
He will.
But those 2 Super Bowl runs were just total insanity runs for him. Good for them.
Yeah, in a row. Well, separated by 1 year, but that's crazy.
No, I thought they were
2 years?
separated. You feel like they're separated by 1 year. They're separated by like 5 years, I think. It's just funny because it was like the same exact script. Jeffrey Kane with another take says KC women would arguably be number 2 or number 3 in the nation with their resume if their name was LSU/Iowa/UConn. Yeah, there's legacy coaches, there's legacy schools. It's just like college football. It's even more like college football because the talent has been even more concentrated. They're also named South Carolina. They'd be a top 4 team also.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the resume is so good.
Yeah. I mean, you beat Iowa, and your only loss is to Iowa. So,
yeah.
Troubled Scribe says the Chiefs are going to repeat. Still a bit of an overreaction.
I don't hate it. It's still right there for the taking.
I want to see. I hope they look good this week. I hope so. If they lose,
I don't care about them looking good. I care about them winning.
Yeah, that's fair too. Jordan Emos says the women are absolutely underrated. I don't understand how Iowa could be considered the best of the 6 1-loss Power 5 teams and K-State is the worst when they split the series. Honestly, K-State should be ahead of Iowa because a road win is better than a neutral site win. Yes, we're all agreed with you. But we do not have a player named Caitlin Clark. So
that's true. We don't have the number 1 draft pick. So
we don't have the national media darling. But Aoka Lee should be.
Yeah.
McCarthy and Dak need to go. Both are not good enough for Dallas. I absolutely. That comes from Buzz season. I absolutely agree with that. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to move past this weird realm they're in. The essentially the Mike Tomlin zone, as we call it. And I don't think they're good enough to move past this zone, and I don't think they will be good enough until they blow up. They need to just blow up a team and just restart. Yeah. I think you got to understand that those two just aren't. It very similar to how you moved on from Romo to Dak, where you're like, listen, Romo's never going to get it done for us. I think you have to realize Dak is never going to get it done for you, and you need to change something. And by the way, the answer is not Trey Lance, just in case we were even
just in case anyone was wondering.
That. Although Jordan Love developed, Trey Lance could always develop. Next one comes from Taylor. It says Dan Quinn isn't as good of a DC as people think he is. I mean, obviously his defense got cooked there in the playoffs, but from what I understand, people are talking like he's Seattle's coach in waiting. So he might get another head coach spot. So it might not matter how good of a DC he is anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Not an overreaction though.
Next one comes from Tyler Carter Kuntz. Says McCarthy and Quinn need to go. So a lot of Mike McCarthy ones, but listen, that defense was elite for a lot of the year. I don't think defenses have bad games. The Chiefs defense is the only team that hasn't allowed 30 points to a team all year, right? The Cleveland Browns defense was elite. They looked like world beaters at times, except when they were on the road. And they had bad games. At Baltimore, great defense, has had bad games where they've given up over 30 points to the Rams. And I think, oh shit, there was somebody else, maybe like the Titans or somebody weird like that. So I don't think you need to freak out about Dan Quinn having a bad game.
I know. There. No, that's definitely an overreaction. Firing Dan Quinn is definitely an overreaction. I mean, somebody that took your defense to great levels and that has like somebody who's probably going to
be a head coach somewhere next year.
Yeah, no, it's not like you're Bob Sutton and you have a couple good games, but the rest of them are bad. No, right. You have a couple bad games and the rest of them are good. Like,
right.
Stick with the, what happens most often.
Right. Defenses, I think it's a lot easier for an offense to be good every single time, and people always get that a little mixed up with defenses where they expect a defense to be good every single time. And it's like, no, man, it just takes one good offense to cook a defense once.
Exactly.
And then you don't believe in a defense. If your offense gets shut down one time, they just say, man, they had a good game plan for the offense that time. That's what it is. And then we had a bot say, would you rather? And the clickbait is pizza or looks like video games. So I do not care. I will not watch your YouTube
I would rather block that person.
Yes. So there you go. All right, let's move to Snapchat real quick. We'll get home run chases, and then that'll just about do it for the main stuff that we're all here for. All right, Chase. All right, so he said Jerry needs to give up GM rights, pay a good head coach, and sit back and watch. Good luck, buddy. Good luck on Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones wants to be the one holding the knife. And to be fair, if you own the most valuable sports franchise in the world and have one of the best football stadiums in the world that you also own, I think it's fair to want to hold the knife. But I think he's also old, man. And we talk a lot about head coaches retiring when they get old. Maybe Jerry's just losing it a bit because he's just a little old.
I don't know. He still had good draft picks.
Yeah, I think Jerry's getting old enough. I think he needs to stop being a GM and just move on to politics. I think.
Shut up.
That's about as political as we ever get on this show. It's not. I don't think it's political to say that our presidents have been old lately.
No, that is not. It's not political.
Dallas should just never be considered the favorite to win a Super Bowl ever. Yes, but that's hard to say because at some point in the next 100 years of the NFL, Dallas is going to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be any team that doesn't ever win one, like eventually.
Yeah, eventually everything, well, there's still I feel like there's 8 teams that haven't won a Super Bowl still.
Well, a lot of them are expansion teams, though.
What, Bills, Browns, Bengals, Vikings, Texans,
Texans.
Jags, Texans, Panthers.
Have the Titans ever won one?
Atlanta hasn't won one.
That's true.
I don't think I think the Titans haven't won one. They're also an expansion, so I don't think they've won one. Man, it's more teams than you think. Interesting.
Have the Chargers ever won? No, the Chargers have never
No,
won one.
Chargers haven't won one. Haven't won a Super Bowl. So 12 teams. We've named 11. I'm trying to think of the last one. Man, I don't. Arizona Cardinals. I think it's gonna be your last one.
That's it.
Unless we're counting the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons, Buffalo Bills, Carolina Panthers, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions, Texans, Jags, Chargers, Vikings, and Titans.
Fortunately for fans of those teams, a lot of those teams were just poorly run as well.
Right. So I guess maybe they won't win a Super Bowl in the next 100 years.
I don't know. I think
Dallas
hard pressed to think they would never win one, you know?
Being one of the more popular teams does still have its benefits, and I think they'll figure out a way. KC basically got a bye playing a South team in the freezing wind. They had no chance. I think that's fair.
That's not an overreaction.
That's
why everyone knew Miami were frauds. They can't go everywhere and win. I mean, come on.
Yep. Josh Allen has a career-defining moment next week against Kansas City. Right the wrong and purge the demons. So I was actually talking to my coworkers.
Career-defining? You mean like 5 interceptions?
I was actually talking to my coworkers about this. I said maybe this is the year where nobody changes the narratives about them. It's like the Browns became the first team to ever, or the first time that a Browns team had ever been favored on the road in the playoffs,
and they lost,
and they blew it and lost. We were like, well, maybe Dallas won't blow it this year. Dallas blew it again. To again another generational quarterback playing for the Packers. You're like, maybe Mahomes is washed. Maybe him and Andy have lost it. They win handedly.
I'd love that. Wouldn't that be great?
It's just one of those things where maybe it's like the Chiefs still own the Bills. Maybe playoff Lamar shows up again.
Dude, I would.
The 49ers beat the Packers because that's what they always do in the playoffs, to the young hotshot quarterback.
That would be, Yeah.
So it's very funny. So that's just something that I think everybody should consider that might happen. The Bake Show has started and will not end until the NFC Championship game. He thinks the Bucs are going all the way to the NFC Championship game. So
What's the score right now, Truman?
16-9.
With the Bucs winning right now?
Yes, Bucs are winning. There's 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Interesting.
The Bucs will have to play the Lions, and you said it yourself. The Lions could be frauds.
That would be funny. Bucs to the championship game.
Listen,
be crazy.
if the Bucs win this game and then beat the Lions next week, I will come on here and admit you are right that the Lions were frauds.
They are frauds, man.
Actually, I won't be here next week, but we'll figure out a way. Maybe we record on like Wednesday nights or Thursday. Maybe we'll figure it out. But yeah, so because I'm out of town until Tuesday night, you might just have to record it yourself. Maybe call a friend on, call somebody on, call Aaron and Evan, have them on here talking AFC Championship game preview.
All right, I can do that.
All right, but the Big Show will not. He said the Big Show will not end until the NFC Championship game. I think that's crazy, but I think it's fair. I think if the Bucs make it to the NFC Championship game, I think that'll be crazy. Also, Jalen Hurts definitely just got a safety.
Yikes!
The Bucs are now up 18-9. There's no way. I don't think he got that ball off. 2, if he did get the ball off, it's definitely intentional grounding. It doesn't matter. Okay. Chase also said, line story is cute, but it feels like the NFL is really trying to eliminate them with these reffing calls. Yeah, the NFL is trying to whack the Lions. Although, I don't know, man. Matt Stafford also got lit up and didn't get a roughing the passer call yesterday, so I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Caleb should not go number 1 overall. He should be Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Bears. I think the Bears will try to trade it to somebody who will draft Caleb Williams, as they should. If the Bears do not trade it, they're definitely taking Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Justin Fields with Marvin Harrison Jr. is what the outcome should be for the Bears next year. I think that's the best situation. His next take is Drake May is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. Hey, it's officially draft season, baby. It's time to start moving
Man,
that
I don't
white
even know
quarterback
about any
all
of
the
this
way
crap.
up.
I'm not paying attention to these garbage ass quarterbacks.
I know people start to. The only knock about Caleb Williams is that he sits back in the pocket a little long and makes something out of nothing, or he waits to make something out of nothing. That he is holding the ball for incredibly long. I think that is a fair criticism. That is also something that you hope can be figured out in the NFL. I don't think that's a toxic trait that can't be worked out of him. I think he's got the
I don't
great
know.
arm
Patrick
talent,
Mahomes
great
holds the ball too
athleticism.
long.
He's a winner. He competes. He won the Heisman. I think you take it and see if we can figure this out. I don't think that's ridiculous to say. But I think putting Drake May, it's another thing where we move Mitch Trubisky all the way up and he got taken second. And Patrick Mahomes got picked 10th and Deshaun Watson got picked 12th. Let's not start freaking out too much here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Patrick Mahomes also held on to the ball too long. So, what I always say about these college quarterbacks, Truman, you never ever know until they're in the league.
Yeah, that's fair.
You just don't.
Yep.
The NFL is so different from college.
Yeah. Second from last, he says Big 12 basketball is not too big of a fight for UC to make some noise, saying that he thinks Cincinnati will actually be all right. Keep working your way through the Big 12 slate, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see. UCF got their We Belong win. Let's see if Cincinnati can do it.
Right. Listen, Kansas is always going to lose a dumb one on the road. You got to understand that. That does not mean that Kansas isn't good.
That's true. That's what I was telling my KU friend. I was like, dude, this is KU's typical random win where Bill Self says the team is trash, and then they go on to win 11 of the next 12 games and win the Big 12.
Yes. It just allows all the betting lines to continue to be really good value when they're losing at Allen Fieldhouse. Keep on taking live bets if betting is live in Ohio.
Right.
Or wherever. Wembanyama, and his last one is Wembanyama looks like the skinniest center in league history. That's because he is the skinniest center in league history. All right, not an overreaction at all.
I don't know. We need to see him side by side with Chet Holmgren.
God, they are both. God, it's so freaky looking that's the the race for NBA MVP. Holy shit! Oh my God.
What happened?
Who was that? Who the hell is that? Bucks just scored. Bucks are gonna win. Bradbury wasn't able to tackle him. Bucks are going to go up 25-9.
Holy shit, dude. Hey, I remember this short, handsome guy called the Eagles frauds a while ago. I wonder if he was right.
Yeah, but you called the Eagles frauds after everybody knew they were frauds. I'm not taking it. All right, Owen, let's take a look at our playoff brackets. Let's see how we're doing. Not great. Owen, I've got your playoff bracket up here. You had the Browns winning. Not great.
Whop.
Not great to have the Browns winning. All the way to the AFC Championship game. I wonder what other idiot did that. And you also had the Rams. You had the Rams to the NFC Championship game.
I did.
Foolish. At least you knew that the Cowboys would lose. You did pick the Eagles, which I told everybody not to pick the Eagles. I told everybody they were dead on arrival. But here we are.
Yes, you did tell everybody that. True.
For my picks, I also picked the Browns all the way to the AFC Championship game. I did pick the Chiefs and the Bills, so, give me credit where it's due. I picked the Bucks to beat the Eagles, so I'm looking good.
So crazy.
I also had the Lions beating the Rams, and I had the Lions all the way to the NFC Championship game, which now is looking better as they will get to play the Bucks with a chance to go to the NFC Championship game. So I'm loving those picks. 3 of my 4 in my championship games are still alive. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, you did all right.
You got to play it kind of like March Madness, All right, Owen. 5-team parlay of the week. The games are shrinking. There's only 4 games next week, so man, I guess we're just taking.
It is so fucking cold, dude. It is ridiculously cold.
I got
cold. My blankie.
It is very cold. Get your blankie out.
All right. The blanket is a first team All Pro. Heating, by the way.
Chocolate Cake needs a good run game. Needs a good supporting cast. Chocolate Cake is a system quarterback.
Todd McKick is not a system quarterback.
Shout out Harrison, Carrington Harrison.
All right. First of all, Truman, I am a genius.
Oh, are you?
You know why?
Why?
Because I cashed out our 5-team parlay last week.
What was the 5-team parlay last week?
Texans, Chiefs, Bills, Rams, Bucks. So we're going to miss off of the Rams alone.
Damn. You know what? Pretty close, though.
So I cashed out after Texans and Chiefs won because I was like, man, some team's gonna lose tomorrow. So I picked up a cool $8.61 in cheddar cheese. And
Little cheddar cheese. Yes,
and
sir.
then I spread 5 of that back on the Rams, Bills, Bucks, which was the remaining picks, which lost.
Nice. I bet Bills Bucks parlay today. Put $15 on it. Used my 50% boost, 50% parlay boost. It'll pay $52.98 if the Bucks hold on. The cash out option is only $36 right now, which is annoying, I will say.
That's wild.
But yeah.
All right, so Truman, we've got 3 games to choose from right now. So it's going to be Owen's 3-game parlay this week, I suppose.
Owen's 3-game parlay. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Texans, Ravens, Packers, Niners, and Chiefs, Bills.
Yep.
I think we have to. I don't think we need to be fancy, Truman.
You're right. Keep it simple. Texans,
That's
Niners,
right.
Chiefs. Simple enough.
I'm not going Texans, Niners, Chiefs. Well, the lights are pretty bright in the playoffs, Truman.
Been resting. Been asleep. Hibernating. 3 weeks.
You know what? I'll ride with you, Truman. I'll ride with you. Texans, Niners, Chiefs. I like it.
Already placed it. Plus 1,100.
Already placed.
Plus 1,100. Texans, Chiefs,
Niners.
Yeah,
so, we're going to go 4 out of 5 on our parlay from last week. Once again, if you would have placed the individual bets, you would be up money.
Yeah, especially because the Bucks were like plus 250 or something like that.
And the Chiefs weren't favored by too much. I think it was like minus 200.
Oh, shit. There goes DeAndre Swift. Nope. Never mind. They tackled him. All right. Fair enough. All right, Owen. Top 5 of the week. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready. I got my list.
We, of course, going to Buffalo, so we are going to talk favorite wing flavors.
All right, you ready for me?
Yep, I'm ready for you.
I'm going with number 5, Asian Zing, like a kind of like a sweet and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Then number 4, Korean barbecue, which is similar to Asian Zing, but spicier and a little bit drier, if I remember correctly.
A different kind of Asian Zing, if you will.
Yes, but I mean,
by definition, Korean
barbecue. If I
barbecue
lined them up for
Asian
you,
Zing.
I bet you could tell the difference.
Yes, yeah, I know I could, but technically it's Asian Zing again.
All right, number 3, garlic parm.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Too low.
Too low? Well, when you see my top 2, I don't know.
I understand. I understand what your top 2 are, but
number 2, Cajun.
Interesting. Not where I expected that. I did have Cajun wings for the first time like last week from Wingstop. Somebody brought them into work, and shout out Ryan. They were great. They were awesome.
Yep. And you already know number 1. It's the buffalo wing.
It's buffalo.
I mean, it's just so good. It's just a great sauce.
Yep. I think we do this. I think we've done this top 5 a couple times at this point.
Probably. Well, you just got to give it to them, Tip your hat where it's due.
Right. We're always going to listen, anytime we play Buffalo, we're always going to do wing flavors. Just understand. All right.
I think
number
we've
5.
done top 5 fan bases when playing Buffalo before.
That's fair. Give me your top 5 again, Owen.
It's Asian Zing, Korean barbecue, garlic parm, Cajun, and buffalo.
Fair enough. All right. My number 5, Asian Zing. I put it here. I really don't love Asian Zing that much, but I'll put it in there so everybody doesn't say, "Where's Asian Zing?"
Man, I'm telling you, dude.
Zing. I think Asian Zing is one of the more overrated flavors of wings. I'll say it.
I mean, probably, but I only eat 3 wing flavors, so I had to come up with 2 more for my top 5.
I understand. I get it. Listen, I get why people put the Asian Zing on there, but it's just, for me, I don't think it's...
Friend of the show, Evan, I believe has Asian Zing in his top 2.
I would imagine so. Number 4, honey barbecue. Classic.
Ooh.
Classic.
Yeah,
it's going to be at a party. It's going to be at a tailgate, Honey barbecue, really, it has to be boneless. I will say also
Boneless.
the anytizers. You know what I'm saying?
The anytizers.
And again, as always, I will always advocate. I have grown to like actual wings more and more, but still, the boneless wing has its time. It has its place. And you should just call it a sauce nugget, a sauce chicken bit, a sauce. I don't care. It's great. It's still
Yeah,
great.
my thing about that stuff, it's not like boneless ever tastes bad. Like I
No,
don't.
no. It's almost like people are gatekeeping because it's easy to eat.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do like me a good bone-in wing. I
Yeah.
feel like the effort does kind of make it taste better.
The reason I didn't like bone-in wings before is I never had a plan. Now I have a plan, so I like bone-in wings more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Number 3, lemon pepper.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's a good flavor.
that's a good flavor. It's the only dry rub on my list. Lemon pepper is a good way.
Yep.
It's just
Fair enough.
That's something that's come on late, and it's good. All right.
Yep.
Number 2, garlic parm. Garlic parm.
Ooh.
Specifically Buffalo Wild Wings garlic parm. I don't care for Wingstop's garlic parm.
I hate that I have to agree with you there.
The sauce, the creamy garlic parm, it's got to be like a creamy garlic parm for the garlic parm wings, and they're a fire over at Bowl B-Dubs. They've got a great garlic parm sauce. Got to give credit where it's due. And number 1, what B-Dubs is named after, Buffalo. Give me the buffalo sauce. Specifically, the original hot from Wingstop. Yes, technically that's hot, not buffalo, but it's buffalo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they just yeah. I mean,
It's crazy to think that somebody just mixed hot sauce with butter, and it's the best wing sauce.
just hot sauce and butter. I know that's wild, right?
That's all buffalo sauce is.
Bonus points if you mix it with ranch, dude. Oh, so good.
Oh, buffalo ranch. So you're a ranch with buffalo? You're not a blue cheese guy?
No, never blue cheese.
Here's my weird thing about blue cheese. I like the blue cheese. I like the other benefits of a blue cheese, where it's a little saltier. It's got a little extra funk to it. But I like really shitty blue cheese dressings because they don't have that much blue cheese in it. The fancier, the better a blue cheese dressing gets, the more chunks of blue cheese are in it, the less I want anything to do with that sauce.
It's because blue cheese sucks. Just get ranch, Truman.
Yeah, blue cheese is a shit cheese. But like the flavoring, if you could make blue cheese dressing and then filter out all the blue cheese chunks, that's my kind of blue cheese.
Basically, if you took ranch and then just didn't put blue cheese in it, it would be good. Is what
you made. It's like a little saltier. It's got a little extra zing on it. It's somewhere in between. Like I don't love horseradish sauce either. You know what I'm saying? I need somewhere in between ranch and blue cheese.
But you get out your ketchup and your horseradish, and you make a good
cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce, yeah.
Cocktail sauce is also fine.
It's fire. Get out of here.
But I grew up with shrimp poppers, which was the shitty breaded shrimp from the cafeteria, and that had to be dipped in ketchup. Those were fire in ketchup.
Dude, shrimp poppers were gas.
It's the same thing like dinosaur nuggets. I almost have to dip those in ketchup too. It's the only I don't like anytime I get chicken, it's always ranch and it's always ranch and either barbecue or ranch and buffalo. But if it's like shitty dinosaur warm up in the shaped nuggets that you warm up in the microwave, or now that you're an adult you warm up in your air fryer, those have to be dipped in ketchup. I don't know. I don't make the rules.
For me, Truman, those get dipped in Louisiana hot sauce.
Interesting. Nope. I think it's all nostalgia for me. I think I was a child when I first started having them, and I'm still a child, still reminded of being a child every time I have them.
Fair enough.
All right.
You got a pop culture minute?
I don't know. Do you? I don't have one.
Be safe driving in the snow, please. If your car is not good in the snow like mine, please do not drive fast.
That's fair. Is that your pop culture minute?
Yeah, just be fucking safe. Talk to your bosses. Take a day off if you have to.
Fair enough. Here's my pop culture minute. People always talk a lot. There's a lot of talk about when the snow hits. There's a lot of talk about how the driving people drive through a lot of red lights. they blow through a lot of stop signs because they're like, oh, I can't stop and all this stuff. Where like people could obviously stop, but people take the snow as a lot of times to just break those rules or bend those rules, or they're like, no, I don't know. But I'll tell you, you know what's an even more egregious crime? Parking when it's snowy outside. People will park wherever, however.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most annoying thing that I've faced. It's just the parking, dude.
People like parking in like 8 spots because they're like pretending that they couldn't see the lines.
Right. They're like, oh, I just, and the car's like this. It's like crooked. And you're like, bro, you know that the lines aren't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I understand that you don't know where the lines are. That doesn't mean you get to park diagonal,
That's true. Luckily, our maintenance guys get in there real early and they salt the shit out of my parking lot, so I don't have to worry about that. But
I'm seeing it like, there's like it at like Target.
Yeah.
And you're like,
people are ridiculous.
Why are you parking like that? It's just how people are. I don't know. So yeah, there you go. That's my soapbox. That's my pop culture minute.
I love it. That was beautiful.
All right, let's start to get out of here, guys. We really appreciate you for hanging out. We appreciate you for being here. Shout outs. Again, the Patreon members, patreon.com/OwenDisaster. Shout out Aaron, Skylar, Joe, Dylan, and Mailbox Kansas City, now opening in the Iron District, by the way. If you guys are listening here on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching over there on Spotify, make sure to like and rate and follow, I think. And same if you're over there on Apple. We appreciate it, guys. We've really seen great growth this season. We appreciate everybody for being here. We appreciate everybody for hanging out. Appreciate all of you for reacting and interacting with the Overreactions post. I got over.
Yes, thank you. That's awesome. That's our favorite segment.
Over like 2,500 views on Twitter in like 10 hours. So really appreciate that. Also, I'm over 1,000 followers on Twitter. So I really appreciate that too. It's kind of fun. We're on our way,
If you follow Truman on Twitter, you have no excuse not to listen to Dahm. That's true.
I'm at like 1,003 followers. So we should be getting 1,000 listens to the podcast every week.
Absolutely. Right? I don't see why not.
If we could convert like that, we could get a sponsorship, because people would be like, if you can get 1,000 people of your 1,005 people, 1,000 people listen to it, then if we could get 100 of those people to buy something, we'd get sponsored.
One day, Truman. One day we'll do it. One of these days.
Fair enough. All right, guys. We appreciate you for being here. I've been Truman Steam Machine Steen. Of course, that has been Owen. What do you got? Domination 7 at this point?
Yep.
Just make sure I get the music started there. You guys follow us over there on Twitter. Twitter.com/OwenGoshDominant. Twitter.com/SteenMachine. STEEHNMACHINE. Twitter.com/OWENGOSHDAHMMIT.
Yep, nailed it.
Damn, I nailed it. You follow us on TikTok. TikTok.com/Steam Machine. Just TikTok Steam Machine. TikTok. Oh shit, what are you? Not really honest. You don't post anything. Domination, I think. Either way, guys, we appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, celebrating another Chiefs W, bringing down another playoff game, another AFC Championship game at Arrowhead.
Another victory for the OGs.